Most people think that to cut through the ocean, you need a sharp blade. But look at almost any massive ship and you'll see this: a giant, blunt, underwater nose. It looks like a mistake, but this weird bulge is actually a cheat code in physics and the secret behind a multi-billion-dollar shipping industry. It's completely counterintuitive. Psychologically, we're obsessed with sharpness because we are used to how air works. When a plane has a pointy nose, it works perfectly because air is thin and squishy. But water is 800 times denser than air. Because of that, a ship doesn't just cut through the water, it has to physically lift it. In fluid dynamics, the ocean is a bully. When a ship moves, it fights its own bow wave. Because gravity wants to pull that water back down, it's constantly pushing back against the ship. It's like trying to run through a crowd that's pushing back. A pointy nose breaks the water, but it doesn't make it disappear. To move forward, the ship has to push that mound of water out of the way. Because water has nowhere else to go, it piles up. That mound of water has weight, and on a massive ship, it can weigh thousands of tons that the engine has to keep lifted every second of the journey. If you look at a ship from the side while it's moving, the water level at the bow is significantly higher than the water level at the stern. It is literally trying to sail uphill on a wave. It is creating itself. This is called wave-making resistance. The ship's engines spend up to 50% of their energy just trying to keep that hill of water pushed up in front of the nose. The bulbous bow is an invisible genius of engineering. The ship's main bow wants to create a crest, a high hill of water. Because the bulge sits further forward, its mini wave starts earlier. It creates a trough or low pothole exactly where the main bow's hill was going to be. When the high of the main bow meets the low of the bulb, they cancel each other out. The water becomes flat. The bulb is like a steamroller that runs ahead and flattens the road so the heavy ship behind it doesn't have to deal with the bumps. It literally deletes the resistance. This is called destructive interference. Creating a wave and climbing it takes a staggering amount of fuel. Think of the wave as a thief. Every bit of white foam and every high splash you see at the front of a ship is actually stolen fuel.
Easy money.
The bulbous bow's work results in a 15% increase in fuel efficiency. For a company like Maersk, that's over 10,000 tons of fuel saved per ship every single year. Isn't that a perfect metaphor for life? We often try to cut through our problems with brute force and sharp edges, but the most efficient solution isn't always the pointiest one. Sometimes it's about strategically using the resistance instead of fighting it. But the bulb only works at a specific sweet spot speed. If the ship slows down too much, the bulb actually increases drag. Each bulb is designed to match the ship's unique hull for peak efficiency. It was created specifically for high-mass titans like cargo ships, tankers, and cruise liners. On smaller boats, the math simply doesn't work. Many naval ships use the bulb to house bow thrusters and sensitive sonar equipment, keeping it protected from the roar of the main engines. Next time you see a ship at the docks, look for the nose. You'll notice that the water looks calmer around ships with a bulb. If you see a lot of white splash and a big crashing wave at the front, that ship is wasting energy. Is there another mystery you've always wondered about? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to keep learning. I'll see you in the next one.